Welcome, everybody. My name is Coach Ty Brown. I'm the founder of Brooklyn United Youth Development Program. Always trying to bring amazing content to my kids, any kids available to motivate them, keep them encouraged. And this is part of the career series. I thought about this a long time ago. Career Day is such an amazing opportunity, but it's cold outside, and Zoom works really well. And I thought that during the holiday break, it would be great to bring some career-minded information to the young people, kind of let them know no matter what age you're at, considering careers and how to turn hobbies into careers and how to have second options for incomes and all of that stuff is really where the direction is for this series. In addition to being the founder for Brooklyn United Youth Development Program, I'm also a business development coach where I help small, medium-sized businesses grow and scale and gain new customers and new client base, build their brands, and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do every day to raise and build their baby. So today's format, we're going to go speaker by speaker, give a chance for them to introduce themselves, share what they do, how they got involved, how they get started. And then I might ask one or two direct questions to them and then move to the next speaker. If the speaker has to leave while one speaker is going, they'll be entering their information in the chat. If you need to reach out to them for styling, if you want some services directly from them, the information is going to be in the chat. If you want to share, all adults on the page, if you can say thank you, the best thank you today is a referral. Take the information and post all 4 stylists. I'll do a post, you can share my post, but we want to make sure that you share the information for all stylists. They'll talk about what area they're from, who they service directly, so you can know how to tag and share with your family and friends. So without any more delays, let's get started. Our first speaker for today is not a stranger to Brooklyn United, definitely played Brooklyn United. Her name is LaQuasia. Also, we know her as Quay. Quay, please go ahead and introduce yourself, your business, when you got started, how you got started, and kind of what your specialty area is. And then I'll go ahead and ask some questions. So first person up, round of applause, silent round of applause for Quasia. Quasia, take it away, please.
Hi, guys. So I had this whole little spiel written out, right? But when you get in front of Ty, the spiel, it kind of just goes out the window just a little bit. So I'm about to just wing it, my name is LaQuasia Crandell Crossland. I have been doing hair for well over 14 years. I started in the cafeteria of my high school. My friend walked in with a ponytail. She kept fixing it. She asked me if I could fix it. I put some cornrows in the front of it, put the back in the ponytail, and that was all she wrote. From there, everybody in school wanted me to do their hair, and it kind of became a little hobby. I'll say I haven't really taken it serious as a hobby until maybe this past year. So I pretty much specialize now in a lot of things, but I started with kids' hairstyles. So I was the go-to person for all of the babies, still the go-to person for all of the babies, but we have branched out and we're doing a lot of other things now. So I braid, I do locks, I twist, I do weaves, I do wigs like the one I have on. I'm pretty much open to a wide range of all hairstyles. I'm on YouTube all the time looking at what can be done new, how I can move faster, what I can do to better my business. I have an amazing assistant. I'm a home-based hairstylist, but my beautiful wife takes care of everything else. She books clients, she does pricing, she makes sure I'm organized, make sure I have all of my supplies. Yeah, so Ty, what's your next question?
Yes, congrats to you on your business. So let's talk about so I heard you talk about high school. Prior to that cafeteria moment, who would you say taught you? Who would you say said, sit down, let me show you how to do this?
My mother. I definitely would say my mother. She did a lot of hair growing up. I think we got our hair done weekly. I'm talking the big bobos, the twists, the barrettes, the colorful rubber bands. It was a weekly thing. And then after I started touching my own hair, that was it. She never did my hair again.
And you would say braiding was kind of the first thing, or styling and straightening and all that kind of stuff. Forgive me, guys, for the terminology and the words. I promise to do my best, okay? All right. Would you say that braiding was one of the first areas or not really?
Braiding was definitely the first area. Braiding on dolls, trying to figure out. I think the first thing for me was I learned how to box braid, but my challenge was I can't braid all the way down to the end. Why do my ends always come out? So I
Right.
think that was the first challenge as a kid, learning how to do a box braid and making it go all the way down to the end, and then moving on to cornrows.
Got it. At which point from high school to now, was it like I'm the go-to person, it's a hobby, I love making people feel beautiful, and I had a hard time charging? How many years of I had a hard time charging did you have?
I've been okay, so I'm gonna say a good 10. I think I just got good on how to charge, what to charge. Yeah, I think I for a good 10 years I wavered.
Good, good. I knew the answer to that question. That's why I want to make sure everybody hears it, because this is an area of your life where it's great to practice on friends and family, but at some point, this could be a legitimate, lucrative business. We want the young people to know that. So from what I got from Quasia, number one, get you a doll head, get started, right? So parents, Christmas is past, but that don't mean we can't be Christmas every day. But get them something where they can get started practicing now. YouTube University is amazing. I use YouTube every day. I got a TV right here just for YouTube. I put it on every day, whether I'm watching it, listening, and I study everything. So YouTube University families, tuition free. Go ahead. And then the next piece that I heard from Quasia is now she's getting used to the charging. This series is very much about careers. Let's talk even from a home-based stuff, even as it's not your primary thing to do, your primary income. What's the potential like? What's the average price per, let's call it head, per head? What's the average price?
Average price per head, I'm gonna say we're probably at a good 60.
Okay. And
That's the minimum.
And at $60 to $100, let's say, for example, how many would you have a goal to do within the week?
Ooh, that's a good
Juggling being a
question.
mom, juggling having another career, all that juggling. What's the minimum per week you would aim for?
7 or 8.
7 or 8 heads a week?
Yes.
One per night, basically.
Yep. And maybe 2 on Saturday or Sunday.
Maybe 2 on the weekend. So maybe so at a 10 is a really strong week.
Yes.
So in Quasia's world, young people, $600 to $1,000 a week on the side, meaning that that's not her primary job or primary career. And for something that she started as a hobby in the lunchroom, where she went years and years not having the ability to really charge, but now that she's considering it a lucrative business, she has a serious goal of anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a week. For young people who don't understand numbers, that's almost up to a maximum of $4,000 a month. A month. If that's your extra, tag me in. Tag me in. Let me get some here and get started right now. I probably won't make it to the ends either. All right. So Quasia's gonna enter her information at the bottom. I have some photos that I'm gonna share. My thank you for all of the families. If you have a question for Quasia, please type it in the chat as we move, because we do have 4 or 5 speakers. Make sure we get to all of them. Quasia, this was great information. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Keep pushing every day, please.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody, round of applause for Quasia. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. All right, I'm super excited. I hope you can tell, because this information is, and I'm so excited about the type of speakers we have. We brought so much diversity. Everybody here doesn't do braids. Everybody here doesn't focus on braids only. It's like a really, really vast amount of areas you can go in this business, and you're gonna hear about it tonight. So stay tuned, stay excited. Our next speaker, please bring up Miss Annie. Miss Annie, welcome to our Zoom call tonight. Super excited to have you. Strong round of applause from everybody. Please take a moment to introduce yourselves and tell us more about your business, please.
So I'm Annie, and I I went to beauty school 25 years ago and looking for something that I could really do like anywhere in the world. Um, I was working retail and I just didn't feel like it was creative enough. And I had been to art school. I majored in fashion design. So anyway, I went to beauty school, started doing hair, started specializing in cutting, and worked in a departmentalized salon before I moved to New York. And when I did that, I continued being departmentalized. I worked for Tony and Guy as a hair cutter, and they trained me with their techniques. So, various techniques now. When they closed down, I started working in Westchester County as a cutting specialist at a color-based salon. And that woman there taught me everything I know about color. Meanwhile, all along, I had been doing bridal. So bridal was something I'd done even from the very beginning. So now my business is like 50% bridal, 50% hair cutting and color. And myself and my business partner who does the makeup portion have been in business now for like over 10 years. And I've been doing hair for 25 now. And I can't even believe that it's been that long. But before COVID, we were doing like 85 or 95 weddings a year, in addition to like my private clients where I'm going to your house, doing cut and color services. And so now post-COVID, we slowed down a little, but we are talking about maybe doing some classes, which are like technique-based. And we have lots of ideas. And we could probably use Ty's expertise, in fact, to be fair.
Well, thank you so much. So bridal, you would say, is your expertise?
I would say bridal styling, yes, and hair cutting are my expertise.
So let me first go to the emotional part. What is it like to see the finished product?
Well, the instant gratification for me is like everything.
Right.
Like
I love product on the bride. I'm recently married. I see my now wife every day leading up to our wedding. I see her every day. But the moment she came out with her hair and her makeup on, it was like in love all over again. And that's due to people like you who are working with brides. So I salute you on that. It has to be a different feeling. Tell me more about that.
It is. We work a long time with each bride. Some brides come to us like 18 months in advance, want to start doing a trial that far in advance. I get to sometimes know the girls by doing 2-3 trials. Occasionally, sometimes they turn into color clients. We discuss color during the trial, and then they want to come and like add the color that we discussed that's going to make the bridal updo on the day of be like fantastic. And so sometimes we can form long-lasting relationships. But the instant gratification, like the transformation for me, I also do like bonded hair extensions and like tapes ins and that kind of thing. And I just love a transformation, essentially, Good.
Can you talk to the young people about expanding the niche? Talk to them like, you learn one thing, that's great. If you feel like you learned it and master it, why is it important to kind of expand their genre, the style, different cultures, different textures of hair? Explain to them why that's important, please.
Well, there's a lot of different ways to do hair. And I was getting bored standing behind the chair, like just cutting all day long. And so my first thing that I changed was I began to add color. And at that particular salon, we didn't really do a lot of brides, but we did a lot of proms, which is great practice for brides. And along the way, it's been so many years. I mean, we went out of our way to practice on every kind of person that would walk in the door, in particular at my salon when I worked in Seattle with all the brides and where I started doing updos. Every person like under the sun would come in, probably based on where we were located. So, I mean, I've been doing the type of experience I think that's required to really see any person just from like trial and error over the years, like 25 years of doing hair. You're going to touch every single kind of person that there is. You got to become comfortable with it because the way it looks when it's done, it has to be like picture perfect because it's like the most photographed day of their lives.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah. So my last question for you for now is kind of talk about the industry of glam squads. How the team can work together because you specialize in hair, specialize in hair. Talk a little bit about glam squads.
Well, we have our own like quote unquote glam squad. It's myself and my partner Erin. She does makeup, I do hair. We're not all departmentalized, but we have like an entire team of freelancers that work for us. So if I'm looking at like a hair heavy wedding, I have a whole group of people that can either fill in, because we can really only do 5 back to back before it's just too long for people to prep on the day of. So after 10 services total, meaning hair and makeup, we then bring in other hairstylists. Sometimes it's hair heavy. We bring in a girl that has worked with us for years and years. Everybody working for us at the moment is like seasons old. We'll do the same ladies over and over and become friends and become a team. So we'll show up. We send you a schedule that's very concise. It shows us exactly when the bride's going to be done and everybody else gets done before it. And it's really important to us to be on time. So we don't really hire people that are super green because we need people to work in a timely fashion. But that's where we're feeling our courses will come in. People can understand how to get control of hair. Right. It's not easy to get hair up into like a elaborate updo and have it not fall to pieces. There's a lot of tricks I could be teaching to people regarding how to get a secure updo, how to make it look clean, like how to make it last for 7 hours, like through drinking and dancing and like hugging and all of that.
Right.
So everybody that we hire will do a trial for us. Maybe even on myself, my hair is short, it can be challenging. My partner's curly, that can be challenging for some. We want to make sure everybody can touch every kind of person, and all of the people that work with us are all of different ethnicities as well. So it's nice to like show up with like a diverse group as well. So
well, thank you for your time. Super valuable. So we got Quasia, who's working out of her home, concentrating on kids and braiding. We have Miss Annie, who's doing weddings, who's doing proms, part of a team, different textures, different style of hair, and this is a career conversation. Yes. So let's talk about the income. Let me tell you, for me, I called somebody when I did my own wedding planning. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not telling nobody, not one vendor, that it's a wedding. I'm not doing it. You call a photographer, you say, I need photos for 5 hours for your event. They give you one price. They find out it's a wedding, all of a sudden the prices change.
That is so true.
That is so true. High five. All of a sudden.
We do have a different price for brides, though. You know why we have a different price for brides? Because I have to be on the email, sometimes 70 or 80 emails deep with the bride. Definitely. There is a reason why she's more. We spend a lot of time like catering to that girl's needs. I have a lot of emails with her.
I believe that the hairstylists have a good argument to what they're doing. They're not a one-day, one-service type of thing. They're helping to find the right style, for the right move, for the right moment for that wedding. I believe that your numbers for weddings deserve to be a little different. Yeah. So here's my question. Approximately per head, what are we going for a typical wedding?
Well, the bride is $600 for hair and makeup, and anybody else wanting hair and makeup are $400. We do single services either for the bride at $350 or for bridal party at $225. And we also do like a men's grooming rate or a unisex grooming rate, as well as like a junior bridesmaid rate.
And moving into 2024 next week, if you did 100 weddings, is that a good number? Too small?
Yes, 100 weddings would be amazing.
100 weddings.
100 weddings in a year would be fantastic during the season.
So we're looking at 100 weddings at $600 for the bride, and hopefully you get a couple of bridesmaids at around $200-300, $900 per wedding times 100 weddings. Young ladies, young men, that's around $100,000 a year.
We do a lot of weddings. We do
very lucrative business. That doesn't include her regular clients who are repeat clients, right? Repeat clients are also a major part of the hair industry. Most people don't let anybody touch their hair, touch their head. Once they find somebody they like and love, you're going to look at repeat business for everything they do. And repeat business for any good mom means their daughters are right behind them, their sisters are right behind them. So it's also a heavy referral business. Heavy referral business. So not only do you not need to be good at what you do, but you need to be a nice person. Yeah, you need to have a nice personality because you want the people to come back again and again and again. Is there anything that I didn't ask you, Miss Annie, that you want to make sure you share with these young people?
No, I'm happy to answer questions of people when we're finished with the question and answer from you.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Please put your questions in the chats. She may stick around for a while. I'll ask for questions again, and we'll do a round table where everybody gets a chance to answer the questions. Our next speaker, thank you again, Miss Annie. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Everybody. Yes. We're gonna go ahead to Miss Raya. Raya, how are you today?
I am fine. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for asking. Go ahead and take the floor, please.
So my name is Sharaya, aka Styles by Raya, and my career path is a lot different from these other ladies. Although I've done weddings and I've done kids hair, I chose a different path. I used to own my own hair salon. I've worked with celebrities, and my favorite thing to do right now is editorial work. I also teach at a school, Magic Fingers Institute, where we teach people from ages of 16 to 50, 60 years old how to do natural hair and basically just take care of natural hair. But getting back to editorial work, that would be my favorite, because with editorial work, you make like $500 to $1,000 a day, and all you do is like pretend that you're doing somebody's hair, but they're really doing it on the camera. So you just set them up so that it looks like they're doing their hair on YouTube.
Wow. So we have to go into that a little deeper. So I know that the young people heard some buzzwords that we all like. We love to hear celebrity stylists. We
Yes.
love to hear things like that. Talk a little bit more about that industry. Explain a little bit more on editorial work and what that means. I kind of got an understanding of it. Let's break it down a little bit more. Let's talk about celebrity stylists and editorial work. Speak about it again.
So with editorial working, and basically like your favorite YouTubers, half of them are not doing their own hair. You'll see them on camera doing like one braid, or like the ending of a braid, or the ending of a curl, or just adding an accessory, where the hairstylist is really behind the scenes doing most of the work. And then they just go on camera and pretend they did it. Most of the time you're getting paid to do like just a basic stitch braid or a basic ponytail. And it's really just them showing other viewers how to do things. So all those how-to videos that everybody's watching and making millions of dollars off, hairstylists are basically doing the behind-the-scenes work and getting paid a lot of money for it.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about how you got started. How did you first get introduced to the hair industry?
My great-grandmother owned a hair salon on Nostrand Avenue, and I started in there just sweeping the floor, going to the store, like, you know, buying the clients lunch and just getting hair supplies for them, things like that. And then she would let me do washes, laundry. She would let me like prep them for a ponytail service and so on. So I basically started off being an assistant in my grandmother's hair salon, and then from there I decided that I wanted to braid hair and like do my siblings' hair. I have 4 sisters, so my mom needed help braiding their hair throughout the week. And I got started like that. And then eventually I moved on to working in the hair salon at the age of 15. And when I turned 36, I actually owned that hair salon. So that was like a big move for me. So I really started off just in the salon from very, very young.
And you're currently Brooklyn based?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
very
Brooklyn
good.
based. I'm currently at Magic Finger Studio, which is like a big name hair salon in Brooklyn. They have a partnership with Shine and Jam, which is a big hair company. So I work under that umbrella.
Wow, very cool. So I get called to do film every once in a while. Very excited about that. And that's actually where I got this concept from. I was on a set. You know, for those that know about the industry, you got to get there early in the morning, and they pay you to sit there all day long. Like your call time is super early. They book you for 12 hours. They probably only use you for 2 or 3. And while I was sitting there with nothing to do, I'm watching all these stylists. There were probably 18 mirrors, 18 setups, and I watched these stylists, 2 to a booth, sit there the entire day. I think they probably touched a head or 2 every few minutes, and they sat there. Can you talk about that industry? Where in New York City, what does the film and makeup industry look like?
So I recently did a show with Saks and Dior. They did like a Christmas special where there was a bunch of ballet dancers, and we had to give them like slick back hairstyles and ponytails. Now, a lot of the dancers that were there were not the same ethnicity as me, so I winged it because I've never did hair of that texture before. So you basically, it was maybe like 100 mirrors, and everybody's sitting up, and you just see a bunch of like ballet dancers pictures, and then you call them each over one at a time. You have to slick their hair down in like 30 minutes and get them all ready for the runway. And that was very exciting. It moves very fast. And that's one of those industries where you can't be told what to do. You just have to look and see and just go with it.
Very cool. So young people, if you like that environment, we're talking about solopreneurs working from their home. We're talking about doing wedding consultations, things like that only. We're talking about being on a set for a fashion show or a movie. New York City is entertainment capital of the world. So lots and lots of opportunities. Biggest question in the room, how much money potentially can you make within the year? Potentially. We're not asking how much you make, but what's the potential look like? What do you say a good aggressive person that does their job well and has a great personality, what can they do in a year?
But we're talking potential, but I could speak from experience. I've touched $160,000 in a year.
In 1 year. Wow, wow, wow. I'm in the wrong industry. I'm gonna go buy me a mannequin head and I'm gonna get started right away. So young people, this is an industry that you can start right now. Start practicing, start learning, start sweeping floors. You heard her. Start sweeping floors, start volunteering, start getting involved. If you love this industry, and there's more to this industry. We're talking about hair right now, but there are various people who do hair in makeup or hair in this. So there's lots and lots of opportunities that you can go ahead and grab. All right, before we, thank you, Miss Raya. Thank you, clap, 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 clap. Round of applause, Miss Raya. Before we move on, do I have any other speakers? Did I cover everybody?
No.
Okay, Zoom user. Yes, I found you. Okay, thank you for so much for being here. And I'm happy we found Brooklyn-based people. Annie, where are you exactly?
I'm located in East New York.
You're in East New York. Annie, where are you?
I'm in Williamsburg.
You're in Williamsburg. So all 100% of our speakers are Brooklyn-based. So when we post their information, you guys can blast it all over and make sure they get the continued business they need. Please, our next speaker, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us your story, please.
Good night. My name is Khadijah Williams. I am the business owner for Styles by Khadijah. I started doing hair since a little girl. I remember growing up telling my mom I wanted to be a hairstylist and a lawyer. I remember going on a bus and taking like back in the days they used to have like little maps, and I used to take the maps and act like that was money. And then my cousins, I used to like you act like they were my clients, and we used to have our dolls. It used to be just a whole bunch of, just hair. I went to Maxwell High School for cosmetology.
Me too.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's so crazy. Yes. I graduated at 17. I started working in the salon at 15. By the time I graduated, that's not what I didn't want to do hair anymore. I didn't have any clientele. The most I ever made was probably about $120. I was washing hair for $2. Yeah, so I started working at McDonald's, and then I started working at Starbucks. My business came about because of a breakup. I ended up losing my job. I had no money. I remember, I'm lying. I had no job, but I had a little bit of money. I remember spending my last $100 on a hair chair from Amazon, and I called my mom crying like, "Ma, I just spent all my money. I don't have no more money." And she was like, "Don't worry about it. You're gonna make back $100. You're gonna make back more money." And from then, that was in 2000 and I want to say 2018. And from then, my business took off. Now I do hair for big celebrities. I was able to do Solange Knowles hair. I have worked for Prada. I have worked with H&M. I have worked with Kiss. People from Prada. It's just so like my life really took a turn from me being a little girl to giving up to now, starting my dream all over. I also go back to my old high school. When I was there, we had hair shows, but we always had hair shows only for parent-teacher conference. We never really had big hair shows like in the school now. So now I go back for like the last 4 years. We have 2 hair shows, a spring hair show and a Christmas hair show, and I give back to the students. That's something I always wanted to do. And when I was there, nobody never did that for us. And I just feel like I'm in a predicament. I mean, I'm in a space in my life where I can do that. And like I just love it. I love where I'm at. And yeah, that's my story.
Nice, thank you. So tell me about
No
which
problem.
style. What's your style? What's your expertise? What area do you absolutely kill?
My expertise is knotless and stitch braids.
Okay.
I feel like I really could kill stitch braids. The funny thing about stitch braids is I heard the other speakers talking about YouTube. That's where I learned how to do stitch braids. And at first I was like, damn, I'm never gonna get it. I'm never gonna get it. I was buying products, I was buying other stylists, their little CDs, but everybody had their own way, even with the people from YouTube, like they would show you one way, but I can't braid that way, so I continue practicing with my mannequin, and now you ask me for stitch braid, I can get you together with some stitch braids.
Beast
Nice.
mode.
Nice. So, you and I know each other because we share a lot of friends. That's how I got to know your work, by seeing their testimonies and their photos and all that kind of stuff. And again, what's that transformation like when you got a client coming in, all of the hair is out already, it's all bushy. Once they finish and you turn them around and show them that mirror, what is it like?
That's like, okay, so like I always tell my clients, for me, it's not about the money. It's about that smile, like, oh, I love my hair. Because you could pay me and not like your hair. You get what I'm trying to say? And a lot of people is not, for instance, just recently, I just had a great client. She's one of my amazing clients. She came and she wanted a color, and I gave her the color. When she looked, she was like, this color kind of looked childish. And I was like, no, it looked nice. And I wasn't telling her that because, it really did look nice. And I had a client that was here too. And she was like, no, it really, really looked nice. About 2 hours later, she texted me like, hey, like, I really don't like the color. Is it a way that I can, I don't want to hurt your feelings. And I'm like, girl, you're not hurting my feelings. You paid your money. Whether it's hair, whether you're going out to eat, once you pay your money, you're supposed to get what you want. You can out your money. Don't ever be afraid, or I don't want you to be uncomfortable with coming and letting me know that you don't like your hair. You get what I'm trying to say? Because people would not like their hair, not say nothing, and then don't come back, and you don't know that they didn't like their hair. You get what I'm trying to say? So she came back that same night. I fixed her hair, and it was just amazing. So my job is not done when you pay me. My job is not done. My job is done when you're posting like, yeah, I look good, and you smiling, and you're so excited because I'm like, doing hair, when your hair is not done, you don't care about how you look. You go outside, you're like, whatever, I don't even care. But when your hair look done, even my guy clients is like, when their hair is done, they act like, no offense, but they're like, you think the girls be like, oh my gosh, the guys just so like, oh, they go crazy when their hair is done. So it brings out it makes people feel good. Like, that's my job, to make you feel good.
Good. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you. Let's ask the same question. Potentially, tell these young people, potentially, if they stay focused, work really hard, learn different crafts, get a good referral system going, how much money can they look at in 1 year?
Okay. So me, I'm not full-time, but I can do about $2,000 a week. So if you average that, that's me. That's me working from. That's right. That's me working from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and sometimes Sunday.
Good. Very good.
So that's just 3 days out the week.
Yep. Young people, we're not taking away from education. We're not taking away from any other fields that you may enter. But I need you to hear what the answers are. I need you to make a connection. Most principals, the principal of your school probably makes anywhere from 80 to 120,000 a year. And again, this is not me trying to take away from anything about education. I just want to share with you that you're listening to people who, Miss Annie went to school for it. Probably Miss Annie, maybe 18-month school or 2 years.
I went to beauty school in Washington State and it was 2,200 hours.
$2,200, and it took
Hours.
about how long?
2,200 hours.
22, okay, hours, got
So
it.
it was full time for a whole year. And I
Got
could,
it, for a
I was
year.
working for my father, so I was able to do it he allowed me to do school on the time that was necessary. So I didn't have to do a third job, basically.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
So we
And
want
can I
everything
just say
here.
something?
Go ahead, go right ahead.
It's so important if you're interested in the hair industry, whether you're 7 years old or 18 years old, start looking into it now. Because by the time you go to college, you could be braiding hair in your college dorm room, just doing any kind of hairstyle in college, making that extra money so that it's like, you know, you have your own pocket money and just different things to do. Because when you leave and go off to school, whether you're doing your own hair or the people who you're in a dorm room with, everybody needs their hair done in college. So it's definitely something you should tap into now so that by the time you go off to school, you're really, really good at it and you already making money.
Major, major, major. You build that client base while in school. When you get out of school, you still have that same client base. That's a major point and
Right.
super important. So we're just trying to give you guys a comparison on what NYPD police officers make, what teachers make. This is a very lucrative, serious business. It's not a side gig. It's not, sorry, it doesn't have to be just a side gig or just a hobby, but it is definitely a primary or an amazing fallback, depending on who you are and how you want to take it serious. So if I don't have any more speakers, I'm ready to open up the Zoom for questions. Did I miss any speakers? Okay, so parents, can you please help encourage your young person to get their question ready? These speakers have kept their time with us. We appreciate them so much. Let's go ahead and get some questions directly from the young people and any parents. Can you help us out with some questions, please? Serenity, I think you're first. I think Jade is second.
All right, I can start my question.
Please, thank you.
Okay, so when you're doing your own hair, right? When it comes to the part in the back of your head, how do you see?
If you're doing your own hair, you got to part the back of your head. How do you get that done? Go ahead, Miss Raya.
You don't see, you feel. A lot of times you'll notice braiders are not looking at the braid and we're not looking at the parts either. You just gotta feel it. So what I do normally, I'll take the end of the tail comb and push it through to the back and put my finger there to make sure that they're both ending at the same spot. So it's not about what you can see, it's what you feel going on in your head.
Thank you.
I
Miss
think it's
Serenity.
really all
Sorry.
about control.
Control.
Got to learn how to control it. Be like small sections, you know, really make sure you map it out. Keep it separate from the next section is my advice.
Very good. Miss Serenity, everybody here doesn't know I'm a teacher by nature. So for anybody asking a question, first thing you do is say, hello, my name is Serenity. Thank you for joining the Zoom. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I'm an 11th grader and here's my question. It's the format that I teach all my students so that when they get in these Zooms with college advisors, we do all types of Zooms at Brooklyn United. We want you guys to be comfortable with these Zooms and very formatted. So keep your question like this. Hello, my name is. Thank the speakers for their time. Say what age or what school you go to, then ask your question. If you get used to that format, as we continue to bring top-notch professionals in here, tomorrow we have real estate professionals. In January, we have lawyers, every profession. We want you guys very comfortable and used to how to introduce your questions. So that I didn't say that to scare you from asking questions, but I would love for us to continue to level up. Who would like to go next? Thank you, Serenity, for that question. Ms. Jada, you want to go next?
I don't have a question.
Okay, no problem. Ms. Jada, do you currently do hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of hair do you do? What's your style like?
I do knotless, box braids, and retwists.
All right, congratulations on that. Keep going, please. Who would like to go next? Ms. Catalea, Ms. Callie, Ms. Kaylee. Which one of you guys have a question? We need at least 3 more questions before we close the Zoom.
I got a question.
Sure.
When you wash your hair, how do you like know that you're doing it right? Because you're just like kind of looking up or you're looking down.
For washing your hair?
Yeah.
When I wash my hair, I can't look nowhere. I'm gonna soak my eyes. Go ahead. Ask your question again. Think about it.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
My name is Kaylee, and my question is like, how do you know what products to use in your hair?
Very good question, Miss Kaylee. So, speakers, the one thing that I didn't get a chance to ask you, I was hoping the young people would ask you, can you answer her question about how do you know which products to use? But can you also speak about the upsell? Many of you guys do hair and sell product. Can you talk about that industry, please, and answer her question about how to know which products to use?
Well, for me, it's like trial and error. If I get something new and I know what it's supposed to do, then I'll try it on more than one person and always myself as well. So then I can get an idea. I have a lot of bleach. I have fine hair. I'll try it on somebody that has different hair than myself. And I'm not really going to make money on retail because I also work at home, but I want your color to last a long time. So, or if your hair is dry or if it's damaged or whatever problem I see, I'll then recommend based on like my past experience of just doing hair for 25 years, what I think will make that style last and look good longest, just based on, and I do have like a little actually Amazon list where on my website, my favorite products, quote unquote, are on my website. And so that kind of thing, like if you have damage, you can go to the site and you can see what I recommend for that, for instance.
Very good.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to tackle the question on how to decide what products to wear?
I would say you gotta know your hair texture, what your hair likes, what it doesn't like. So trial and error, like Miss Annie said, you try a few products. If it doesn't work for you, make sure you're not using it and make sure that you listen to your hair. Your hair is gonna tell you when it needs moisture, when it's over moisturized, your hair will speak to you. It's like a plant. So we know that we need to water our hair to let it grow. And we also know that we need like different essential products. So I would just say listen to your hair. It's definitely gonna tell you I don't like this and I like this a little bit more.
Like that. Listen to your hair. Very good. Is there any more questions? And after we take the next question, can I get one of your people to just say thank you and close us out properly? Go ahead. Next question, Miss Scott. I see your hand, Miss Ebony. Go ahead, Miss Katie.
Callie. So my name is Callie, and like if you're like just starting to do hair, how much would I charge for it?
Well, if you're just starting to do hair, I would say definitely charge whatever you spend on your products and you're charging for your time because at that point, you don't really have a lot of experience and the style might not come out as good as the person wants it to come out. So you're really just charging for your time and the product because that's like your learning phase. So I would say if you're doing a hairstyle that people on social media that do it really well are charging $200 for, then you would charge half of that because you might not do it as good, but you also still spent money to do the hairstyle and you also use your time to do the hairstyle. So charge half of what you see on the internet.
Good answer. Thank you for that. Who's next, Miss Ebony, or is that Miss Chantel?
Hi, my name is Chantel. I'm 9 years old. And do you have any rules for your customers?
Good question. Any rules for your customers?
I have a couple rules, and a lot of it is time-based. I don't really take kindly to like people wasting my time. And if we have an appointment, the appointment is at that time, and I probably have another appointment after you, but things happen. So maybe I get stuck in traffic on the way to your house. I stay in communication. Communication is like the utmost of importance. Just be in communication with people. If you can't make it, you just have to say you can't make it. It's much better than just not showing up.
Good, thank you. Anybody else want to share some rules that you have for your clients?
I would say, against your question, don't be the stylist that makes a bunch of rules. Some clients do not like to go to a stylist page and see a whole list of rules. Don't do this, don't do that. It feels like you're kind of like chastising them for booking an appointment with you versus like encouraging them to book the appointment. So set your rules as you go. If you're a stylist that your clients always come late, then you'll make a late policy for your clients. But I wouldn't advise anybody to like just come out with a whole bunch of rules off rip because it could kind of push your clients away sometimes.
Very good. Well, I'm a braider, And my rules are please unbraid your hair first and please wash it before you get to me. Unless you pay me for that service, please arrive ready to go. That's my rule.
And that's the thing, Ty. A lot of rules that you might implement could be your upcharge. So
Right.
I want you to take your hair out, but I could
Right.
charge you for that. I want you to
I
wash
can
it,
do
but
it
I
for
can
you.
charge you for that. I want you to
Exactly.
come on time, but if you're late, I could charge you for that too.
Exactly.
So don't be like the stickler for rules
Yep.
because that could also be your upsell.
Exactly. I just wanted to share with you guys that I know this industry really well.
Right.
Okay. As a business development coach, I've had some amazing clients and they did hair all day long. They just didn't know how to market. Ty,
Right.
you handle my marketing. I'll handle the hair. We're a team. So I've done this for a long time. I love it. My sister, major, I don't know why she stopped, but she is so dope. She is so dope. I've seen her do textures, styling, coloring, like from beginning to end. And she'd rather be a flight attendant. I don't know. I loved it when we did it. I loved it when we did it together. But overall, I enjoyed this hour. I believe the young people got something from it. I would love to follow up with all the stylists. The next step I'm willing to work with, I want to buy enough mannequin heads, enough hot curling irons, enough everything for us to be able to go, us together, be able to go to school, introducing this industry. Let's talk about that offline. I'll invest in the supplies, but let's bring this conversation out of Zoom in person. Let's get parents and kids, mommy and me's, daddies and daughters, whatever it takes to get them introduced to this what seemingly is a hobby, but it is a career. It's legitimate. It's professional. It is lucrative. It's personable. It ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Going nowhere. You talking about natural hair to weave. Weave's got to be styled too. Weave's got to be colored too. So the industry is major, and it's a major thing that we would love our young people to consider. In addition to whatever academic major they want to take in, put these two things side by side, and let's go ahead and rock it. I'm saying my thank you. I would like for each person to say their last bit and close out with their thank you. Then we'll ask one of the young people to say their thank you. We'll close it out. I send this Zoom to the video editing team. They mix and match it, make it all nice, add your photos, all that kind of stuff. Release it to the world. The world can know that we did a great work tonight. So one by one, each speaker, please say your final words. And then one young person, please close us out. On behalf of me and what I love to do, thank you for everybody's time.
Annie, you can lead.
Okay, well, this has been great, and I've done salon educating in the past, so I'm down for your mannequin tour. I've got lots of information on how to build an updo. I'm ready. So anyway, it was good to see everyone.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for this opportunity. I'm actually very shy on camera, so this was good for me to finally like open up and actually do public speaking. I already teach, as I said earlier, so I'm also down for teaching the youth everything they need to know. I feel like learning how to do hair just as important as learning how to do your laundry. Once you leave your parents' house, you need these skills to travel with you. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to working with you and everybody else on this Zoom call.
Thank you. Khadijah, are you there?
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you ladies. I've learned so much, and while you guys are speaking, I'm over here like, yes, like, you know, like you said, like you're saying things that I deal with or whatever. I'm Ty. I'm definitely down for working with you. I'm definitely down for giving back to the youth. That's something that I love to do. So yes, I'm willing to connect on and off camera. Like you said, I'm shy as well. Like, so this also helps me, you know, be able to speak. And, you know, we have a voice and we have people that we can share a lot of information with, real life information that they can learn from and, you know, help them grow. So thank you for this amazing opportunity. And I'm looking forward to, you know, bigger things in 2024. Oh, and happy holidays and happy New Year's, everybody.
Thank you. And which young person is going to close us out? Which brave soul is going to close us out? Who's going to say thank you to all the guests? Who's going to do it? Chantel, you going to help us out?
Callie.
Callie, Chantel. One of the older girls gonna do it. Serenity,
Wow,
let's
you
go.
know, these girls are not shy at all. So the fact that they don't want to take us off camera is crazy.
You already know. These are my
Oh, wait,
championship girls.
can I just ask one thing? Can I just ask the girls one thing? So if
Yes.
somebody was to come in the salon and they want their hair done, who was gonna jump and get them first?
Right. Who's gonna speak up?
Who's gonna speak up and get the money first?
Serenity, let's go. Close us out, Serenity. Thank you. Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending your time with us, sharing your skills, and helping us achieve our hairstylist goals.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Yes, we did it. Have a great night. Talk to you guys again soon. Follow
Thank
me.
you.
Talk tomorrow morning. Thank you, parents,
Yes,
for supporting
yes.
this conversation. Let's do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you.
Okay.